Ready.
I've been ready.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mehvies, episode 9, Wonder Woman. This is technically take 2 because and now I'm making myself paranoid. Yes, the microphone is working. The levels are working. That is great. At some point in time, after I did the sound check, I hit the switch input button on my HDMI switch, and somehow that just messed up all of the audio settings in OBS, and I can't think of anything else that could have been the reason. Like, I went through everything else, and it's like I didn't connect or disconnect anything, did I? And then I came to the conclusion that because for some reason my monitors have speakers in the back of them, they count as audio devices. Yeah. So, that video was previously broadcast without sound. And in Q, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I should have listened to you. I thought you were talking about the movie and not us talking. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm really sorry.
And of course, Ben's like, "Oh, I'm busy." When aren't you busy?
He's always busy. That's his secret, Kevin. He's always busy.
No. He cannot puss out and give me the Incredible Hulk's bit.
Maybe
we haven't even gotten to MCU Phase 2 yet. We're gonna get there, but...
Yeah. We did Phase 1 over on Bright Steel Stars, and I fucked up my end of the audio on that, and I'm thinking about, like, going back and trying to dub over my audio, so that it sounds like yours. But honestly, like if we get more than a couple of viewers a week, like we have been, and we might just go back and redo the Incredible Hulk if if we ever get any kind of major traction with this show. But until then, it's just, I wanted to redo this one because this is a new channel, new brand. I don't want there to be a giant gap between episodes,
Alex, the fuck is this?
The fuck is what? What do we...
Check the DM.
Keza Cinema at Keza TV on Twitter says, "I think enough time has passed. Thor: Love and Thunder was written better than Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness." Go fuck yourself, buddy. I love how everybody in the comments, except for this one guy, Kamar Sinclair, is telling him that it's that his take is shit. Sam Isbay, excuse me, at Samwintaga says, "Multiverse of Madness is a very well-directed, yes, even the goofy parts, it's a Sam Raimi film, they're intentional, movie with a shoddy script that underutilizes the multiverse part of the title." I wouldn't say a shoddy script, but there are some MCUifications in there, like modern MCUifications in there, and not enough Raimi-isms. Love and Thunder is an improv comedy stapled to a movie that should have been more serious. That's probably one of the best summaries of the scenario. Well, like, Multiverse of Madness had a couple of problems. Thor: Dumb and Dumber, which is what at PHXDoc on Twitter says, was literally one of the worst of the 29 MCU films. And then somebody posts a picture of Henry Cavill in Man from U.N.C.L.E. pointing a gun at the camera. I love it. I fucking love it.
Oh, and then there's also... Black Bolt screaming.
Yeah.
He makes one whisper with his mouth. What mouth? I swear, when we get to Multiverse of Madness, that's going to be an interesting commentary.
Multiverse of Madness is a good enough movie that we'll have plenty of fun with it. It has,
Yes.
like I said,
At
there
least
are a
Elizabeth.
handful of
At least
MCU-isms and not enough
At least a lot of
Raimi-isms.
the actors were having fun on the set.
Yeah, it's a good enough film, you know. It's
Anyway, so why don't we get started?
I fucking love that movie. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Now the music in this film is not done by Hans Zimmer or Junkie XL. This is one of the Gregson Williams brothers. I can't remember which. It's the one who didn't do Metal Gear Solid, I believe. So I believe it was Rupert who did MGS, and I think it was Harry who did this movie. And he does very good. He does a much better job than any of the subsequent MCU composers, aside from Danny Elfman did in reprising previous musical cues. Because even though I love Henry Jackman's music, he didn't really reprise enough of the Alan Silvestri Captain America score for my taste. And you know, Brian Tyler is a fucking great composer, but he only really reprised the Avengers theme and his Iron Man theme, and that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And here we can.
Fun fact: Danny Elfman also worked on Age of Ultron. That was during his "I stopped giving a shit" phase.
Of course, it was.
Am
You know, I have to say, I still love that shot of Diane just walking in her workplace, and then the Wayne Enterprise truck comes in.
Yeah.
And you know, this film was banned in various European nations because of Gal Gadot's involvement in as part of the Israeli military.
Well, Middle Eastern, I believe, it would have been. Was it? It wasn't really. Wouldn't have been banned in Europe. Would it? It would have been banned in Middle Eastern nations, right?
No, it was banned in various European nations.
Okay then.
And as we can see, we can't ignore BVS, no matter how much people would rather do so.
Yeah, Batfleck is sending Wonder Woman in kissy faces.
And Chris Pine-ish things.
Yes.
And you know, considering Themyscira is a society full of women, do you think the Amazons might have evolved a way to reproduce without men?
I'm pretty sure they're all just immortal.
I can't believe I.
No, I mean like
that.
no, I mean like to maintain a steady population. That's what I meant.
Well, considering they are all literally demigoddesses and the island is a place out of time, they wouldn't need to. They don't age and they don't age while they're on the island. In fact, well, like true. Diana doesn't age once she leaves the island either, so, you know.
Right. But I just mean like, are they just like made in the same way that a machine is made?
I mean,
like how Diana was supposedly molded from the Earth?
you're talking about like them creating like ancient Greek cloning technology or something.
Something like along those lines, yes.
Okay. Oh yeah, for those of you who are bitching about how Zack Snyder portrayed the Amazons versus how Patty Jenkins portrayed the Amazons, take a close look at all of the women in the background wearing the Zack Snyder Amazon outfits that he would later use in Justice League.
Oh, and I forgot to mention we have Robin Wright playing Antioch. And here we have Connie Nielsen playing Hippolyta. How do you feel about The Princess Bride being in an action film?
Yeah.
Hello?
Now,
Hello?
yeah, I said yeah.
Mason, how do you feel about The Princess Bride being in an action movie? Robin Wright. She plays Antiope.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The Princess Bride is a movie that I still have not seen, but should see.
Okay. Look, okay, Diana, if we gave you a shield and made that the only weapon you used, people would compare this film even more to the first Avenger than they already did.
Yep. But the thing is like at the very least, the first Avenger had a villain that was, established right from the get-go and didn't have a weird twist behind it.
Yeah, there wasn't a really strange shoehorned villain at the end of the movie. It's like if Thanos just showed up out of nowhere or had a quick punch up with Cap and then left.
Well, the thing is, even though Ares' involvement in World War One was was basically, even though Ares was kind of established early on here, we didn't really get any build up. We didn't really the twist kind of came out of nowhere, even though there was some build up.
Yeah, there is more setup than just injecting Thanos into the end of Captain America 1 would have been. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's just that ultimately the twist goes directly against the message of the film.
Yes, that's the issue that this twist takes.
Yeah.
Right. I do like how this film delivers exposition as opposed to how
there's like beautiful painted artwork and stuff like that. That there's interesting visual stuff going on scene.
I mean, hell, even Thor Ragnarok had a very interesting visual on Loki sifting through Brunhild's memory of how the Valkyries died at the hands of Hela.
Yeah.
Like that was beautifully shot.
Yeah, and then you have Multiverse of Madness, where they have like intercuts between the exposition and stuff going on. And, it's not just grinding the entire film to a halt. Oh yeah, please note that there's no incredibly shoehorned cameos in this flashback sequence of a character who was not mentioned in this sequence and will never be mentioned until the sequel, of which we are going to have to eventually speak of.
Yes. I really don't understand what they were thinking with Wonder Woman 84.
Jeff Johns and Patty Jenkins probably weren't thinking a whole lot. Are those white peahens?
I feel like Jeff Johns might have been more responsible for why that film failed than Patty Jenkins, since at least Patty, he knows how to shoot a good film.
Yeah, I'm hard pressed to try and say that Patty Jenkins can shoulder most of the blame for that, But at the same time, like, she's
Like-
a co-writer on the film, so...
Yeah, I get that.
And I think she'd only ever written one film before that. So...
She actually did. I think she directed the film Monster with Charlize Theron.
Yeah, that was the first film she wrote and directed.
Yeah, and last I checked, a lot of people really liked that movie.
Well, that was a pretty good film, but that was also like almost a decade before
This.
well, not before this, but before 84.
I think I could have sworn that movie came out in 2003.
Oh, did it? Huh.
Give me a sec.
Now this film will also make you kind of sad that Patty Jenkins didn't direct Thor 2. Because granted, Zack Snyder is doing a lot of second unit work and, showing her how to match up styles, but she's also angling the fucking shots, in an epic way, not like just setting the camera down and letting people just go about their business and kind of panning around.
Yeah, Monster came out in 2003, so it would have been at least 14 years before this movie.
Okay.
And it's interesting how Hippolyta does listen to Antiope, or Antiope, which I'm like, well, at least it's a subversion of what we would expect.
This is also like, this is a decent setup for what could have been a decent subversion of expectations, as opposed to a Rian Johnson subversion of expectations. But this movie also, it subverts the subversion of our expectations, because like we get to a point and then we have an answer, and we find out that answer wasn't correct, and come Wonder Woman 84 or DC Comics, DC Films will have, oh hi Gal Gadot, will have learned exactly the wrong lessons from the response to this film. So
yeah.
Training with one Steve Rogers there, I see.
Oh my goodness.
The plots of these two films are similar enough that it wasn't that hard to mash them together.
Yeah, I figured that much. And,
especially considering that Captain America 1 ends with a guy named Steve crashing a plane into an ocean, and this movie starts with a guy named Steve crashing a plane into an ocean. So
wonder.
I love how people bitched about the male gaze in Justice League, and like nobody's picking up on the amount of thigh all of the Amazons are showing off. Especially Diana. This is a neat little moment.
Yeah.
Showing.
And I was saying, and the thing is like, even though I know this was in Batman v Superman, and I just love the addition of her having that thing with her bracelets.
Yeah, like you have the characters like this is an origin story, so you have to have the characters like figuring out all their stuff as they go along. Hung
No,
Diana,
I mean, like, I like this addition to her power set.
yeah, Diana.
It
uh,
I want for the longest time I've wanted her to do more with those bracelets than just like, deflect bullets and what not like I've seen all the time in the Justice League animated series and
Yeah,
whatnot.
and the comics. Because, like, did you know that in
And
the original comics, if Wonder Woman's arms were bound together, she lost her powers?
that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't really know what the reasoning was behind that, but, there was a,
And I do like that the bracelets are um have reasonably been increased in length so that it at least
yeah, they're arm
encompasses most
guards.
for encompasses most for forearms. So that's not just like these two tiny bracelet. It's on her hand, on her wrists.
Oh god, it's Captain Kirk coming in for a crash landing. Thank you for flying Enterprise Airlines. Enterprise Rent-A-Plane. We hope you come back.
And some people think that Harley Quinn's outfit was in the Studio Squad movie was like, oh, it's too overly sexualized. A man obviously designed it. I'm like, no, a woman actually designed that outfit. There was actually an interesting backstory, I believe, on one of Justice League's original villains, who is a
giant
human.
starfish?
No, a human trained as an Amazon who ends up developing a hatred of men to the point where she would want to use this substance that only affects men.
Interesting.
But Hippolyta's like, hey, this is going too far, and believe it or not, a man saved your bacon, and we didn't find you on your own.
League episode.
Oh yeah,
it was in season 2.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, notice how we also didn't see any mentions of Troya or Nubia in Diana's backstory. So if either of those two come up in future films, well, you guys missed an opportunity to have any kind of cameo for those two characters.
I think the most they could, in theory, do is have Cassie Sandsmark show up. But that's gonna rely heavily on descending all the way down from Zeus.
Well, that's not hard to do. Zeus certainly put it about.
Yeah, he certainly got around, and that's something DC did not shy away from.
And something Disney hit.
And the thing is that Cassie also has a thing where she ends up having to struggle with the fact that she's somewhat reliant on the lasso that Ares gave her, which is different from the lasso of Hestia. It doesn't compel someone to tell the truth. It actually electrocutes them. It is imbued with, like, the power of Zeus and whatnot or something.
The Germans. Let's get out of here before the Germans arrive. Yeah. Get away before the Germans arrive.
It's like at first, the Amazons were thinking of shooting Steve, but then they're like, oh wait, hey, there's these guys we got to prioritize on.
Yeah. I completely wrote out the this fight scene because, like, Steve and Diana just completely fucking body the
Nazis.
Hydra, the Hydra guys, because they're Diana hasn't quite figured out her powers yet,
Bracelet.
so she
Yeah. Weirdly enough, one of Nostalgia Critic's criticisms of this movie is some of the CG and the slow-mo shots.
yes, because trying to match styles with previous films in a franchise is such a bad thing, such a terrible idea. You know, it's great to dramatically change artistic outlooks between films. It totally doesn't create an incoherent visual aesthetic whatsoever.
Except it totally does.
Yeah, let's see here. Every MCU film that came out after this one, every MCU film that came out after the Avengers, every DCEU film that came out after this one, and except for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and every Harry Potter film that came out after the second. Because they all dramatically changed styles, aesthetics, tones, writing. Like, the only sequels that I can think of in the MCU that have, like, the same sort of, visual and audio and like overall coherence would be the Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man movies.
And what I kind of mean by the CG on the CG on the slow-mo is more the CG on the bullets.
Yeah, because we're totally going to be able to use real bullets.
I'm like, Doug, come on.
Oh yeah, foreshadowing for later in the film.
Yep.
Showing that Steve Trevor is a really good tactician who picks up on tactics that other people use.
Some people kind of don't understand, and that sometimes some characters die without much fanfare, even if they're characters you like.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing that Game of Thrones did well up until like the last couple of seasons.
My Hero Academia had a death that since Alex has read the manga,
yeah, it sent the entire fucking internet into an uproar.
Not recently. I mean, like during what would be season 6.
Yeah.
It was an unceremonious one, not what happened with.
Yeah, sometimes important characters or seemingly important characters will just die. And that's how things happen in real life, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have... There's no big ceremony about it, you know? Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead did that pretty well for a little while, and then Game of Thrones went off the deep end, and The Walking Dead went off the deep end a while ago. The comic was all right in that regard.
They went off the deep end starting with season 2 due to the fact that the makeup artist
everybody fucking left. Like, Frank Darabont got fired because he was spending too much money on the show, apparently.
And here we have Steve Trevor being subjected to the lasso of Hestia.
Yeah.
I had kind of drafted a scene where Tony asks Diana if on Themyscira they have a punishment known as death by snoo snoo.
You know,
a la Futurama.
Now, I do believe that they used an LED cord and CGI'd over it to create this this glowing effect that they have.
That does make sense.
Which is very important. You have to do stuff like that to make the CGI look good, because otherwise the practical effects start falling apart. Because otherwise you wouldn't see that glow around his neck, you know?
And, a lot of people would say, hey, that Chris Pine is an honorary Chris among the superhero Chris's that we know.
Yeah, because he's not technically a superhero, but
No, I mean like as in he's not part of the MCU.
oh, give it like a month. They'll
Considering how many DCEU and MCU actors bleed into each other, yeah.
yeah,
And there's
they'll
a
find
reason why.
place for him.
And there's a reason why I kind of had this thing where it's like at first, there's my headcanon, he would be voiced by Nathan Fillion, but then, and when he gets older, he would be played by Patrick Duffy.
You know what I think they're going to cast Chris Pine as? They're either going to cast him as Cyclops or Hyperion.
I would look forward to him as Cyclops.
Yeah.
And here we have Danny Huston as Ludendorff. Dr. Maru, aka Dr. Poison, and they're using her female counterpart as opposed to the traditional male counterpart. They actually did this gender swap quite well.
Yeah, she is portrayed
in this universe.
Yeah, she is portrayed as monstrous, and they never falter in that regard. Also, this guy, General Ludendorff, would go on to be one of the founders of the Nazi Party.
Yep.
So his inevitable death at the end of this movie is going to well, I'd like to know how it changed history, although, you know, given what we find out in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it didn't change much of history.
Yeah, it didn't really change much. I'm sure. Because essentially, it's like
Europe was a fucking powder keg before and after World War One.
Yep.
And so him, you know, if Ludendorff hadn't been, you know, one of the founders of the Nazi Party, somebody else would have.
Yeah.
Steve Trevor doing his damn job and making sure that nothing remains intact of that site.
Good on him.
Yep.
He's like, wait, how do you guys not know about this? I'm like, have you seen what they look like? Look at what they look like. Look at how they dress, and you tell me if they've left their island to advance their technology.
Amazons, what is your profession?
We know not what our profession is.
That's the wrong answer.
And anyway, so when I pitched that idea to Alex, I ended up saying, like, Diana's wondering what exactly is death by snoo snoo, and before Peter and Tim could answer, or they're just like, yeah, no, we're covering our mouths, we don't want to answer this. She uses the lasso on Tony to force him to tell her, and she's like,
yeah.
She's like, what? I don't understand this.
Now, I like how Diana is
Like,
using like rational deduction to come to this conclusion based on what she's been told, but you know,
yeah,
this is also, well, like this is a really obvious setup for an alternate conclusion than the one they came to. And I'm not gonna say that the villain fight couldn't have worked at the end. I'm just saying that the way it's set up, there are a lot of things that were left undone that needed to be stepped up, you know?
yeah.
Why do you... Okay, if their wounds... Okay, so her wounds healed perfectly. So, why does later on in Wonder Woman 84 why is she able to give up her powers to bring Steve Trevor back?
You know, they actually do say that, oh.
I did not know we were going to get the taste of the super schlong in this film. Maybe wait till later.
He is...
Now, fun fact,
above average.
Those glowing pools actually exist in real life. It's some kind of bioluminescent bacteria. It's a penis.
And then he's like, oh, he sees that she's looking at the watch.
Steve Trevor is joining the Raiden school of hiding your genitals while naked. If you look closely, you can see that they've CGI'd over the boxer shorts he was wearing in this scene.
Yeah, that
but
makes sense.
It is a brief shot.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand why this scene exists, but I also I thought it was a little too awkward, so I changed the context and wrote out the him being naked part. I believe in the comics they have a similar thing to the Asgardians, where the gods just speak a language that everybody understands as their own.
and you know,
Which I think is probably a smarter way to approach it, but meh.
and I remember you suggesting when I drafted that scene I was just talking about to you. Oh, Heracles just laughing his ass off, and he's like,
I'd like to see them
try. Multiple Amazons would be exhausted before he would. And sadly, for my headcanon of our Hercules voice, I still imagine Tate Donovan, just because the Disney version is so ingrained into my mind.
What accent is Wonder Woman supposed to have in this?
Weird. That's the answer.
I don't think it's
because I was about to ask, why does she sound Russian? But then I also thought to myself, wait, Russian doesn't really sound right.
No, she's not Slavic. It sounds...
it's a combination of Gal Gadot's natural Israeli accent and kind of like the weird Euro-Mediterranean mishmash that they've created for the rest of the Amazons.
At least she's consistent with that.
Yes.
Unlike a certain, And
it also sounds much better than the fake Greek accent Russell Crowe used in Thor: Love and Thunder. Because apparently that was supposed to be a Greek accent, and I just couldn't tell because it sucked so much.
Yeah.
And then you also have the horrible attempt at a Russian accent that slipped around on more than 2 blocks of ice with Astroglide between them.
I thought y'all were about to bring up Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, because
no,
retained his accent when he first started acting.
No, I was gonna bring up the shitty Russian accent and that slipped around more than 2 ice cubes. Who's on a skating rink, with that had been endorsed with Astroglide when David Arbor did the voice of
Red Guardian.
Yeah. Oh, that explains why my alarm didn't go off this morning.
Oh my god.
I said it.
You had it set for PM accidentally, didn't you?
Yeah, well, at least I didn't need to be awake this morning. And I was just wondering why it didn't.
Very least, that wasn't in any substantial damage to the outer wall.
No, but I have to bring back a recurring gag. Collateral Damage. What's that?
You know, Man-at-Arms actually made a version of the God Killer sword, heard on one of their episodes.
Man-at-Arms.
Nice.
Are you talking about He-Man?
Are those the guys
No.
who did the Thor hammer and the Captain America shield?
Yeah, those are the same guys.
Yeah, their Thor hammer is really fucking good.
A lot of their swords and weapons are really good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Kevin, guess what I found on eBay for a ridiculously low price that showed up today?
What did you find on eBay for a ridiculously low price that showed up today?
The original Full Metal Alchemist on Blu-ray. And I thought, for a price like that it's too good to be fucking true, right? It has to be a bootleg. It's real. It's fucking real.
You'll have to link me sometime, because I may consider getting that.
I can't, because I bought the only copy.
Fuck.
Although, I do still have the original DVDs.
Yeah, no,
They're a little bit crunchy, I have to say.
Yeah, no.
It is neat how we're only getting, like, a little glimpses of the costume, but, I couldn't figure out how to work the getting the costume scene into Captain Rogers and the Wonder Woman, so I just didn't. I just had her show up with it, with the armor, like she did in, the 2009 film. 2009 Wonder Woman movie is really good. You should watch it.
Yeah. We even did a commentary on it after
Wonder Woman Bloodlines, which is one of the worst films I've ever goddamn seen. It's only slightly better than Wonder Woman 84.
She will proceed to punch him right in the noggin, and then she'll punch him right in the dick, a la Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
And then Ares like, "Where did you learn such moves?" Oh! I watched a movie once. That's stupid!
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
And then Wonder Woman just beats the shit out of Frieza.
Ow, stop biting my tail! But your tail tastes so good.
Who would win in a fight, Wonder Woman or Kratos?
Absolutely Wonder Woman.
Wonder
okay,
Woman
so depending on which version, Wonder Woman can fly. So
yeah, Kratos can't.
Yeah, Kratos is not winning this fight.
I think even this version would beat the shit out of Kratos.
Yeah. By the way, Wonder Woman can't fly in this version. Fuck you, Wonder Woman 84. Her ability to fly would have helped her out greatly in this movie. And BVS. And both versions of Justice League.
Based on how much y'all have been dogging Wonder Woman 84, it must be really, 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 really bad.
Kevin and I,
Mason.
you were not there when I was watching that film. Kevin was, and I raged so much because it was so bad.
Yeah. And Alex.
Yeah.
You know who I imagine for the initial team to go up against Doomsday?
Who would it? Who would it be?
Let's see. A John Stewart or Shira Quicksilver or Scarlet Witch and Guy Gardner.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
Guess which Green Lantern's getting jobbed the hardest?
Oh, it's definitely Guy. The multiverse hates Guy.
No, Guy Gardner's like, she's still alive, but she's barely breathing. No time to quote song lyrics to me. Hey, I need you to make that perimeter, god damn it. Oh, like hell. Oh, Guy Gardner's got this.
The second team has to include Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's going to be the one who says, as it's worse than that, it looks like Doomsday out there.
Yeah, Blue Beetle and Spider-Man will be on Team 2.
And the final team before it gets to Superman, and like Superman's got to be a part of Team 3. And I think Team 3 has to include Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime just gets tossed aside like a rag doll.
Like, the third team, I think, needs to... The second team has to be Thor, Loki, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Blue Beetle. And then it'll be, Cap, Batman, Optimus, and Superman on the last team, in addition to
Well, I kind of imagine when Superman gets in there, he Thor, Vision.
Okay.
Vision.
We'll work on this. This is a little ways off.
Yeah. He, Thor, Vision, and Iron Man, and Hal would just be blasting in Doomsday, and that would cause the top part of his suit to be destroyed. Oh, and Hal's like, what in the hell is that guy made of?
How tall is Doomsday? I know he was like 3 times Superman's height in BVS.
We're not making him that big.
Okay. I know he was like... He was like 7 feet tall in Smallville. I think he has to be bigger than that, honestly. Okay, but the Smallville costume for Doomsday is really interesting. And it's neat how much effort went into it, but it also looks really weird because
New 52 Rebirth Doomsday is 7'6".
Okay, that's probably around where we'd put it, but I feel like there has to be a showdown between Optimus and Doomsday. Just to have, because, Optimus Prime is in this universe, we have to have a showdown between him and Optimus.
Yeah. And... Okay.
Try not to pay any attention to the wrinkles Diana's bracelets are making in the background.
And in the original comics, Doomsday was 7 feet tall exactly.
Okay. Yeah. He's really fucking tall in the DCEU. He's like I said, I think he's like... Oh, so he's only...
15 feet tall.
Yeah, so he's 2.5 times Superman's height. Oh, you'll have to share that information with me sometime.
I mean, there must be quite a number of lesbians on Themyscira.
Oh, they're all lesbians until Captain Kirk meets them. There is so much technically alien pussy on that island, and Kirk would have such a field day. None of it's green. None of it's green.
I mean...
But there is plenty of it.
No, wait. I can't say McGann because she's not a green Martian. She's a white Martian.
And she's not from Themyscira either.
So, would Connor be fucking in pale, like, whiter than white pussy?
Ah. Yep. Good demonstration of the ruthlessness of these kinds of people. Good setup for what could have been they could have done a Justice Society movie, honestly, with like
Yeah, but
some
we're
of the
gonna
Golden
get
Age
the
heroes.
Yeah, but we're gonna end up getting the Justice Society fighting Black Adam. It'll be interesting to see when that film takes place.
You know what they really should have done as the second Wonder Woman film? It should have been a fucking Justice Society movie. With like
that's kind of what I'd end up leaning into for my version.
With like Jay
like
Garrick and Golden Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, Alan Scott, Dr. Fate,
and what's his face? Ace, who's the original Blue Beetle?
It wasn't Ted Kord, was it? Ted Kord was the second one.
No. Yeah, Ted Kord was the second. And Jay Garrett, I think.
Jay Garrett?
Give me a sec.
No, there is no Jay Garrett. There is, Golden Age Blue Beetle, Dan
Garrett. That's what I was
had the
thinking
right
of.
last name.
Dan Garrett. So she'd be part of that thing, but the only two who would still be heroes who aren't retired or dead, it would be Diana and Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that would have been a really fucking good Wonder Woman sequel. It wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense, but it would have been neat to have the fucking Injustice Society rather than Wonder Woman loses her powers to wish back her dead boyfriend who's been dead for 60 years, 70 years.
I love that line. He's like, it's hideous. Yeah, it's not for everybody. That's something I would definitely say.
Yeah, that's a great
about
one.
Some elements of this universe.
Yeah. I cut out a lot of the fish out of water stuff. Just not because I didn't think it was interesting, but because like I couldn't figure out how to mesh it up into the story because like the Howling Commandos were right fucking there. So if Steve got rescued by them, they'd go back to the captured mountain base, So
yeah,
kind of had to work on that.
Oh hey, this is where I came in last week.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Now
you will be together like that eventually in a very strange love scene, but not nearly as strange as the love scene that will follow in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, I hate that fucking scene.
Any reasonable observer would come to the conclusion that she's coming on to him quite heavily. And Steve Trevor is like, I have the weirdest boner right now.
Goodness gracious. I love how they're just like showing hints of her outfit but not revealing the full thing.
Yeah, we don't see the full thing until the No Man's Land scene, which is a really good reveal.
Yeah.
It's
like we've already seen the outfit, but we haven't seen it in mint condition.
Yeah, it's full glory, and we get to see that, and it's the money shot. It's where all of this is building up to it, just because we've already seen it in a different movie.
Etta Candy.
Hello. I like Etta Candy.
Yeah, she's a good character.
There are 3 major versions of Etta Candy. Well, technically now there are 4, but there are 3 that are good. And
I love this one the most.
Yes, this one is really, really good. She's witty and funny, and well, I would have liked to see more of her in perhaps a Justice Society movie.
But
no, she's dead in the next movie.
Yeah, she's dead, but mostly due to the fact that so much time has passed.
Yeah, it's been.
Diana even got to have a picture with her, or that she keeps around in her apartment. It's a nice sentiment at the very least.
Well, no, of course not. Of course I don't have one. And I do all of the sit-ups and push-ups.
No. We gotta wait for the money shot.
Yeah, we're teasing in the armor. Teasing the armor.
You know, one of my favorite bits... one of my favorite bits of the first episode of My Hero Academia is just like when Mountain Lady take kill steal from Kamui Woods, and then everybody's just like, money shot, and I'm like, I mean,
now
her ass is okay, but
now in the comics, in the original Golden Age comics, Etta Candy, he got super strength from eating a lot of candy. Like literally, that was her fucking power. She fueled her weird strong woman abilities by eating all of the fucking sugar.
Wait, would we actually imagine...
Chris Pine is currently cosplaying Golden Age Clark Kent, but
would you imagine
Diana is the one with the horn-rimmed glasses?
Would you imagine Etta Candy as a member of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah. Although, when I... this is great. Like, this is one of those things that's like it's not at it's a joke that's not at odds with the tone of the rest of the film, because there is this is a natural aspect of Wonder Woman's character. Like, she wants to keep her weapons around her, but she's like, this is in it's very well written, and unlike a lot of the gags, and I don't want to keep bringing up Wonder Woman 84, so I'm going to bring up Thor: Love and Thunder now. We have consistency of tone.
Waititi does not know what consistency it means.
Because this film was written by competent people.
Oh, yeah, some suspicious folk?
Yeah, that is literally the Golden Age Clark Kent outfit, and the Silver Age Clark Kent outfit, and the Clark Kent dresses like that a lot, but that's mostly because, like, gray suits with a brown overcoat have never really gone out of fashion.
Oh, and you know who once...
Although having the waist of the pants as high as they are on his outfit has gone out of fashion, though. So
you know who I doubt we could ever fit into our universe?
Who?
Captain Atom.
Captain Atom is a strange one.
He's He's part of the military, but he's also being a pure radiation.
Yeah, no, we're not putting that in there. We have too many radiation-based heroes as it is.
Yeah, we don't... Yeah, that's why that's why I can't really imagine in him being in our thing. Like, this is kind of one of those things where we have to kind of, like, do addition by subtraction.
Yeah, okay, so why does that guy have a German Luger in England? It's almost like that would immediately demonstrate that he is a German spy.
Well, the thing is they also thought to bring long coats.
Well, yes.
And it's easy to conceal all your weapons in those trench coats.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, this is like the 1920s, so no one's going to really...
I think it's 1914.
Okay, a 1910, so no one's really going to thoroughly check you.
And here we have little hints that Diana's not actually right about her hypothesis, which is... Yeah. Steve, why didn't you stop him?
Just get back to the ship, Gohan.
This is kind of something I always imagine. And usually whenever I kind of write Batman stuff when they go up against a major folk, I always imagine in them thoroughly checking everybody for cyanide and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like in one scene, I ended up drafting out for Batman vs. TMNT. Dick then finds out that one of the foot ninjas bit down on a cyanide pill. And hello, Sir Patrick, played by David Thewlis.
Absolutely fantastic actor.
Now we we all know that this is Ares, but it's interesting in hindsight how it's like
you can read his reaction differently.
Yeah, sometimes knowing the twist does paint a different picture.
Yes.
Yes. So
now David Thewlis is best known as playing Remus Lupin in Harry Potter.
Yes, in Harry Potter 3.
I wonder how long it's going to be until they get Gary Oldman into either the MCU or DCEU.
I mean, Gary Oldman did play a peacock in Kung Fu Panda 2.
Gary Oldman also played Inspector Gordon in the film we're going to be watching tomorrow.
And he was also in Quest for Camelot.
as the not so subtle main antagonist of that film.
Stands on its own, reaching for the sky. I stand alone.
Alex, it's weird knowing the singing voice for that character in that movie. He sounds completely different from Cary Elwes.
Stand alone. Yeah.
Like he sounds nothing like Cary Elwes.
And the pop version of the song was performed by the lead singer of Journey.
Oh God, why?
Steve Perry. Absolutely fantastic. The Voice, as they called him. I actually have his recent Christmas album. It's absolutely fantastic.
Now,
it's like every now and again, Steve Perry just surfaces, releases a new album. The guys from Journey get kind of sad that they gave him an ultimatum about whether he could stay in the band after he wound up getting sick during the 90s and he like fucked up his leg, and they said either you're gonna sit out like half the tour or you're never gonna walk again, I think it was. And he wound up sitting out the tour, and Journey got a new singer, Steve Aguirre. And he recorded a couple albums. He was alright. I'm gonna stop talking about Journey now because we got off on a tangent. Anyway, yeah, this is the Wonder Woman movie, and this is a really good plot line for a World War I era movie, because they've already they established that they've already got chemical weapons, but like this is about chemical weapons getting even worse, like an escalation of force.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great setting for a World War I movie, because chemical warfare was a goddamn nightmare in World War I.
I'm sure. You will do nothing except look sexy for the cameras. I'm like, how do I do that? I'm not shirtless. Figure it out. And
oh yeah,
calm your tits.
Call them your lovely tits.
What are tits?
Now, this is a really good scene because like Diana has this righteous fury, and she's actually in the right here, but you know, well, like they're not portraying the they're not pulling a Captain Marvel, you know, or they're like,
yeah,
you know, she's. Speaking of Captain Marvel, by the way, hey, like Captain Marvel also pulled off did the costume scene from this and did it incredibly poorly because they just kind of present the new outfit and it doesn't really work, you know? We only need a few of them.
yes, a few good men.
Prince Rogers Nelson. This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
She certainly is a work of art.
I remember some time ago, I posted a picture of of Gal Gadot's stunt double, and the Twitter user that posted the picture
Oh, that was really good too. Like both of those lines were really good.
Was saying that Gal Gadot's stunt double was hotter than Gal Gadot herself, and Kevin was like, "No,
it's not the Captain Marvel stunt double. Captain Marvel's stunt double legitimately looked better than she did."
Yes, that I will not argue against.
I love that little exchange between Diana and Samir, where or like she just stumps him in ancient Greek, and he's like, huh? And then Steve is like, oh, good, you're done. Like the conversations and scenes move along swiftly, logically. There's stuff going on here, or in every turn. You know, you're not wasting the audience's time with a bunch of bullshit nobody cares about.
The stunt double I was referring to was from 1984. It turns out.
Huh. Oh yeah, David Thewlis also played John Dee in the Netflix Sandman show. He was also in Dragonheart, 7 Years in Tibet, Kingdom of Heaven, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, War Horse, The Theory of Everything, and he's going to be in Avatar 3 and Enola Holmes 2.
Good lord.
Enola Holmes, a movie based on a young adult. Yes, everybody, Samira is now channeling everyone in this film. The men want her, and the women want her to be her. They also want her.
By the way, Alex, I posted quite an interesting suggestion for fictional feuds.
Alex, check the broadcast chat.
Huh.
No, she is not.
Stunt double for World War 1984. What the fuck?
Anyway,
Who
Alex,
the fuck? World War 1984? How the hell did people come up with that?
Indeed. Anyway, Alex,
Oh, Kevin, you were talking about,
I posted a suggestion on fictional feud.
oh god. Oh, Merlin the Boar, Sin of Gluttony.
No. Look above. She's relevant to one of the combatants.
Huh.
We've got Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins versus Shigekuni Genryusai Yamamoto from Bleach.
Huh.
I've said both are quite famous for their levels of flexing, have died to save their respective worlds, and have insane fire powers on top of being quite insanely buff.
Okay.
The void is filled. It's a joke from the DC Abridged Universe's Justice League War Abridged. Oh, and in case you're wondering what I mean by Yamamoto being quite buff, he has super senior pecs and abs. So old, yet so ripped. Diana, you've killed people before. Don't.
And you're going to kill more people in this film.
Yes.
Yes, but when I do it, it's cute. I was kind of making a Simpson.
And Diana
by the way.
then sees the horrors of war.
Yep. I do like how this film doesn't shy away from Diana just fucking murking people.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking war.
And even
let's not pull that punch, you know?
And even if she may not be the biggest fan, sometimes you gotta murk somebody.
Yeah! Like, you know... Kind of... And it... You know, doesn't shy away from a little bit of magical realism, you know?
Yeah.
Like Diana,
and
know,
here
they cut people, they shoot them with arrows, and they fucking die. Wonder Woman 1984, 2 guys fall off a 3-story roof onto a car, and they're still fine. What the fuck? I will say that I appreciate the German accents in this film, but they're not thick enough. They sound... Ludendorff sounds fine, although he does slip occasionally. These guys... Well... They pronounced... What should have been pronounced as Witch was pronounced as Witch. German pronounces W's as V's.
They're just evil.
Oh yeah, I made a joke about that stuff being Compound V in the last take.
Yep.
After World War I, Dr. Poison moved to America and founded Vought Enterprises.
Oh, God. Lots of guns.
Yeah, the thing that SJWs are terrified of.
What?
Guns.
Oh. Ah.
Oh, Kevin was questioning guns, and I said, yeah, the one thing that SJWs are terrified of.
Guns.
Yeah.
Lots of guns.
We did a bit on one of the worst episodes of television I've ever fucking seen.
It's part of Arrow.
Yeah. Hey Kevin, did you know they adapted Superman and the Elite and Supergirl?
They did.
They took the name Manchester Black a little too literally.
Uh,
Do you want to make those two episodes a feature of MetTV?
no.
Okay.
God, no.
I hope that kilt provides tactical advantage. Tactical advantage, getting some free air on your balls.
And Diana is now reaching a bit of a limit.
Yeah. Leading into legitimately one of the greatest scenes in any movie ever.
Yep.
Diana's about to pull a Lord of the Rings here.
Diana's going to be exploiting a loophole.
Yeah.
I slept a lot today, and I'm still tired. Wait, no, I didn't. I only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep so far.
Oh, look at Rip Van Winkle over here.
May not be what you guys are here to do, but it is what she's going to do. And now for the money shot. And the music is amazing. There it is.
The full reveal of the armor.
Boosh!
That sexy and badass armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Which, for some reason, YouTube is against people saying. They don't like it when people say the word sex for some reason.
Well, the best thing we can do is to say it as often as possible and make sure that every video... Make sure that every video on YouTube has that word in it somewhere.
I sound just like that one guy from South Park who was saying shit.
And now we have a proof that Diana could not have done this on her own.
Yeah. Look at that. A hero getting help from their team while still showing that, they're, a hero. Showing that, she does have vulnerabilities, but, the heroes are using her powers to, win the fucking fight. As opposed to Captain Marvel, where, she just kind of has a whole bunch of power for basically no fucking reason. Diana's a literal demigoddess, and she has, like, weaknesses and things that she can't do without a little bit of help,
Yep.
Oh, yeah. The Germans gave America so much shit over the use of shotguns in World War I, and it was like, you guys created mustard gas. The shotgun is nothing compared to you guys.
Yeah. They're like, oh, sap, someone actually made it here.
King of the Hill is how I learned how to make mustard gas.
Oh, God. You talking about the ammonia bleach thing?
Peggy, that's the recipe for mustard gas.
Written and directed by Zack Snyder.
And now we get the Wonder Woman theme.
Yeah, although technically co-written and co-directed by Zack Snyder.
Did they even feature this theme in any capacity in '84?
Yes, they did. Hans Zimmer composed the score for that film, and they used the Zimmer Junkie XL theme quite heavily, but it was
Poosh.
I don't dislike big portions of the score of '84, but it also does feel like they just took a bunch of offcuts from Hans Zimmer and gave him a composing credit as like kind of an afterthought,
Of course.
Because it doesn't feel like there's like much artistic signature on that film's score. It feels mostly like, because outside of the actual Wonder Woman theme, there's not a whole lot of...
Oh, that's neat.
Oh yeah, Sticky Bomb. There's not a whole lot of really anything that stands out about... Like, I don't remember the Wish Stone having a theme. I don't remember not Donald Trump having a theme. I don't remember Cheetah having a theme.
What would we even do with Minerva?
I don't know. There's kind of no way that we can bring, what's his face? The guy who... The guy the Mandalorian played.
Actually, Alex, we had a plan.
Oh, we did have a plan. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, look, actual choreography with the lasso that doesn't suck ass.
Yeah. Wonder Woman used her goddamn shield as a shield and didn't have to spin the fucking lasso.
Okay, for some reason, Wonder Woman nor Superman's voice are on Fake You.
Huh.
Neither of these voices are on Fake You, and that's a real shame. Batman's is.
Oh.
And Steve is thinking back to a thing that the Amazons did. Teamwork. Superheroes working together with regular people to solve problems.
Yep. Yeah, that's something that Doug Walker actually liked in the Wonder Woman movie, but of course he criticizes Man of Steel and whatnot for or a supposed lack thereof of that.
You mean Doug? I hate my fans, Walker.
He's actually somewhat appreciative of his fans.
Yeah.
You know, one of my buddies tried to tell me that same thing years ago. And he was telling me it's actually Mr. Enter who doesn't like his fans.
Linkara fucking hates his. All they ask for is a goddamn update on the state of fucking history of Power Rangers, and he says, oh, it'll be done when it's done. Like, it's not that complicated, buddy.
Doug Walker can actually take a fucking joke, too.
Yeah, as proven by the Oni Plays bit. Because Oni Plays once made like a nostalgia critic.
Hey, an actual mention of racism that isn't shoehorned. It makes perfect sense.
In 2017.
Yeah. It's not meant as some kind of ethereal jab at the Orange Man.
Anyway, Oni Plays actually made a bit of a funny joke. Did a funny impression of Doug Walker, and when Doug was told about it during his Kingdom Hearts 3 stream, he's like, "Oh, that's just that's fine. It's funny."
Mm-hmm.
And then when an Oni Plays makes mention of the Lightbringer, which is Linkara's piece of shit comic.
I'm the Lightbringer. I'm the fucking universe.
Lightbringer, isn't that the isn't that the title of Uther, the paladin in Warcraft?
I haven't played Warcraft in a goddamn long time, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, there's a character named Uther Lightbringer in the Warcraft franchise, and he's one of the greatest. He's one of the most powerful paladins in the franchise. You know, until Arthas pulled a Darth Vader and killed him.
Anyway, so how do you feel about now, Alex, I DM'd you an idea about a little project I was trying to cook up with you and a couple others, but I'm not I would after this I would like some input on it, like what would be an idea you'd go with.
What's the thing again?
Go look in your DMs, scroll up a bit.
Oh, did you send it right now, or?
I sent it a little while ago.
Okay.
While you were offline.
Oh, for the okay. Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, so after we're done with it, I'd like some kind of input on that.
You know,
I
that's
believe Zach.
something. That's something that I would have to come up with in editing, and you just have him be like, no, no, oh yeah, hey, that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, and at the very least, at the very least movie has an animation of the character waving his hand around, so we could just loop that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't really take that much for certain aspects of it, but I'm just not sure what to go with exactly, because I know that's something that has to be done in editing. But I'm just kind of like scripting parts of it, and I have to kind of visualize it in my head, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah. Why is the singing not subtitled?
And also, and I was saying I think Zack Snyder is among the people in this area.
Yeah, if you look, I'm trying to look closely now because I.
Hey, it's that weather that hardly ever happens in Tennessee, except,
Hardly ever happens around here either.
well, it happens. I can tell you, and I'm sure Kevin can, and I know Kevin can definitely tell you for a fact that snow happens a lot there.
Yep.
I have family in Connecticut, so I also used to live there, for about a year.
Something funny, Alex.
What?
So Zack Snyder was nominated for both the Golden Raspberry Award and the Jupiter Award in 2017 for Batman v Superman.
Okay.
What, Razzie Awards?
He was nominated for a fucking Razzie.
Okay.
And the Razzie was for Worst Director. But then he won the Dragon Awards for Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Movie. He shared with Patty Jenkins, Alan Heinberg, and Jason Fuchs for Wonder Woman, nominated for Satellite Awards for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Well,
Shared.
I'm glad that in 2016 he didn't win that, but
2017 was when that Golden Raspberry
yeah, well
happened.
the 37th, yeah. But the fact that he was even nominated when Paul Feig's Ghostbusters remake came out that year, fuck off.
For real.
Oh yeah, no, we forgot to comment on the sex scene.
Yep, it was shoehorned.
Yeah, it's kind of shoehorned, but at least it's consensual and not between like Wonder Woman and whatever the fuck was going on in that scene in Wonder Woman 84.
You know who was also nominated for a Razzie? Is on Worst Director of 2017.
A lot of people were.
Alex Kurtzman and James Foley, Michael Bay, Darren and Aronofsky, and Tony Leondis. Guess who won?
For the Emoji Movie, Tony Leondis.
Yep.
Oh yeah, speaking of sex scenes, that reminds me, I wonder if that porn parody of Captain Marvel ever got made.
Probably.
Where she's approaching Peter Parker, he's like, I'm Peter Parker. Hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me?
Yes, that was definitely made.
And Peter's like, I'm not exactly.
Wait a minute, you actually check? Alex, did you actually check?
Yeah.
Like, I know they made comics, but I'm talking about, like, an actual porn parody, because I remember...
Oh, no, I was talking about the comic.
Because I think there was talks, like, back in 2019, the year of the Weeb Wars, there was talks about Captain Marvel having a porn parody being in production. Found it.
Let's go.
Don't worry, it's SFW. It just shows what I, found.
Diana is pulling a Batman several decades before Batman was born.
Yep. How do you feel about the way I've written in the Bat family based on what you've read of Batman vs. TMNT?
I really like it.
Do you feel that each member has a distinct personality?
Yes, indeed. I also find it incredibly funny how Chris Pine's German accent is better than the Russian accents in Black Widow.
Yep.
And it's for one scene.
Yes. Go.
Alex, did you see what I posted in broadcast chat?
No, let me look.
Captain Marvel, Triple X, and Axel Braun parody.
Okay. Yeah, Axel Braun actually gives a shit about the costumes, which is why his Batwoman costume looks better than the one in the TV show.
Wait, you actually know who Axel Braun is?
Yes, Axel Braun's movies, his movie posters get retweeted on Twitter a lot. And somebody once asked him why his costumes look better than stuff
I love how
in the movies
Diana's
and on the
just
CW, and he said, because I actually care.
Yeah. I like how Wonder Woman's just like looking over the dress. She's like, yeah, that could work. She notices the woman's roughly her height.
Yep.
So for our Doomsday, how many of the Autobots are getting royally bodied?
At least, it has to be at the very least. It's got to be Hot Rod and Optimus.
Die, Autobots!
Hot Rod just be like, okay, I was expecting something. I was not expecting this. I am literally almost dying right now. And Bumblebee'd be like, "Oh my, Ratchet, we need a medic over here. I'm serious, B. I'm almost dying here. I could literally my spark could literally go out at any time."
I definitely believe you. I 110% believe you, Hot Rod, with that incredibly serious tone of voice you're putting on.
B, come on! Stop messing with me. This is what you get for doing this the whole time for me.
I
How's
like
it feel?
fire. Hellfire.
Sadly, Tony J
Holy-
died before he could ever make a cameo in this movie.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire. I bid thee to burn.
Hulk be like, Hulk raging fire. Thor like water.
Yes, but water puts out fire. You realize that, Hulk.
This fire in my skin.
Mmm. Mmm. She still looks gorgeous in that dress. I have to imagine some part of me ponders if like Casca, she had difficulty fitting into it because she's quite muscular. What do you think?
Say that
Alec?
again. Sorry, I was watching the movie.
I was saying, I have to imagine and Diana would probably find some difficulty fitting into that dress because she's so muscular.
Probably.
Or kind of like Casca and Berserk.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Casca's like, I prefer wearing armor to this. It's because at the very least...
Oh, yeah, there
I
was a
can actually
really
fit in that.
stupid fake trend around the time this film came out of... Well, it was mostly just videos, pseudo-viral videos of a handful of women in wearing dresses with swords shoved down the back. It didn't really work.
Interestingly enough, someone actually made a full-on video of this scene in analyzing Diana's method of Diana's dress.
Okay.
Like what she has to actually do just to have the sword blend in as like an accessory to the dress.
Okay. Interesting. And I really like how they set Ludendorff up to be like this guy who's so arrogant he thinks he's basically a god himself, you know? Because that is how a lot of the German generals at the time thought, you know? Like, Adolf Hitler thought that he was literally the second coming of Jesus. And then he was going to be the world's savior by doing what he did, and oh god.
Was he wrong?
Yeah.
Here it is. It's like only a couple minutes long, but
Okay. Interesting. Nice little note there that Diana is completely unaffected by the gas, but later on when
Yep.
Steve arrives, he will not even be able to come near it. which is a nice little detail. Something I thought they used pretty well in Injustice, but that was one of the few good things I could say about that fucking comic. Yeah, he gets near the smoke and it starts messing with him. He can't get near it like she can.
At the very least, Diana's accepting assistance from Steven, even though she's mad at him.
Yeah. She's not completely fucking irrational like some people.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I really like about this movie.
Yeah, just straight up fucking killing a guy.
And to think while we're doing commentary on this Yellow Flash has put up the Flash cast.
Oh, neat.
Did you say Yellow Flash? He's like the best YouTuber ever.
What? That came out of
Kevin
nowhere.
said Yellow Flash, and I said, "Did you say Yellow Flash? He's like the best YouTuber ever."
No, I heard you the first time. I was just like, what are you referencing something? Are you making a joke?
I couldn't think of anything else to say.
That's what you get for bringing a gun to a sword fight. Hold on, I have to take my performance-enhancing drugs.
And Mason's cat. And I think the villain, with his performance enhancers, appears to be on par.
I must take my super steroids so that I may not sleep.
And Diana was taught in many forms of combat.
She just grabs the fucking blade.
Poof. I could never imagine anything painting Wonder Woman as a horror movie villain into the bad guys.
It's kind of difficult to paint characters like her or Superman, and as that you can do that with Batman more readily, but that's because he's Batman,
Iron Man, Hulk.
Yeah. Iron Man, when he slims down the suit to like the Mark II, Mark III, everything after the Mark I, it's kind of difficult because, you know, he's it doesn't look as monstrous, but you also get like the idea that he is, you know, especially in the first Iron Man, you've got this thing.
Jeez, that stab had so much impact it actually caused a brief power outage in the tower.
That's really fucking neat.
Like, that's how much force she had to put in just to kill him while he was on those drugs.
And so we see now after she killed Ludendorff, the fighting doesn't stop.
No, she thinks she's at peace with herself,
And then...
but she hears
yeah.
indistinct shouting in the distance and realizes they're still plotting.
It breaks.
Oh. Ugh. Nope.
Yeah. Like, this is the perfect little twist. And it's about to you know, the maybe yeah, it's like
it's somewhat ruined, but at the very least there was still some decent payoff.
yeah, they didn't cop out completely, but they were hedging their bets a little too much,
yes,
I think.
You said that they were trying to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and later on when we see that like the fighting literally does stop when he dies, when Ares actually dies, the fighting stops. But granted, like I understand why, because like everybody involved is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so it's more like they stopped because they had no idea what was happening, and on top of that, their plan failed.
Yeah, it's not as egregious as it seems at first, but like, you know, not every superhero film has to
needs to end the same way.
Yeah, not every superhero film has to end with the hero fighting a big superpowered villain. Although, you know, they kind of took the wrong lesson to heart when they made the sequel.
Yeah. I mean, he did already come with you earlier, but
several times.
I have to imagine how high her stamina is in comparison to Steve Trevor. Let's go.
We are going to pull what is known as a Star Wars. What the hell is a Star Wars? Oh, you'll find out in about 60 years, if we survive this.
Who's there? Oh hi.
Hi, Remus.
How's your sex life? Non-existent.
I'm a fucking werewolf. What do you think? So you're taking... I'm not gonna make that joke.
Doug Walker kind of made Ares seem like he was nothing more than a chump up in terms of his appearance. I'm like, really, Doug? Come on. All just because he happened to not look big and massive. I'm like,
I really like how Ares lets Diana go up to the roof and grab her sword.
Because he wants her to feel like she is in control, when in reality, no.
Do you feel in control, Diana? .
Your merely thought that the great guy was born and when molded by it.
You should have
I did
respected
not
my
see.
authority.
Respect my authority.
Oh, that's neat. Like, when she comes up to the frame, he just disappears.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? I was just looking at him. And I think Ares could have easily saved this world from any further trouble. Oh, had he just aimed for Darkseid's head.
Darkseid, and you should have gone for the head.
Speaking of Darkseid, I just realized Michael Ironside.
Yeah.
Darkseid.
He also played Lois Lane's dad in Smallville.
No, no, you don't get it. Michael Ironside
No, I got it.
Played Darkseid.
Well, in this universe, it's Ray Porter, who has an excellent sounding voice.
Oh, yes.
He may not be my definitive Darkseid, it'll always be Michael Ironside, but he's still got a really good voice.
Oh, come on, guys. Laugh at my dad joke at least a little.
I did.
No.
I thought it was funny.
I don't laugh at dad jokes. I make dad jokes to be booed at.
I don't really have a kid, but I mean, I have a nephew, so I guess they'd be uncle jokes.
See, that's kind of what I mean when with Cassie Sandsmark getting a lasso that emits lightning. Those CGI muscles.
They wound up CGIing his head onto somebody else's body in the next film. Well, the subsequent film in the universe.
They kind of had to.
Well,
Let's be
yeah,
realistic
he's
here.
like 1,000,000 years old.
Well, not only that, but also, because like Ares is depicted as like a big mountain of a man,
Yeah.
and alongside Ares and alongside Zeus and Artemis.
Even though he's fat in the Disney Hercules cartoon.
Yeah. It's alright. You know what they should do? They should re-release the Hercules animated series. I don't think that ever saw a complete release on DVD.
It's on Disney Plus, the entire thing. Even
why the hell didn't they release the rest of it on DVD or Blu-ray?
And and this scene, Alex, is very reminiscent of how Zod tries to sway Superman to his side.
Yep.
Which I have to admit is pretty interesting.
Yeah, nice little parallels between our heroes and their motives and ambitions. Also, like, Zod is technically, like, General Zod was Kal-El's godfather in some versions of the story, and his uncle in others. So, this confrontation has more weird parallels with Man of Steel than it appears at first.
Yeah.
Ares apparently just has the Force now.
I think that's just
making him a much better choice for who the actual villain of the Rise of Skywalker should have been. Oh, it's the Greek god of war. Or why is he here? Or why is he played by his actor from the DCEU? No reason. And it's just, makes about as much sense as Palpatine being here.
Oh God! And Diana once again has to confront her greatest enemy, wind.
And in this film, it actually has some kind of purpose.
Oh
Worth-
Lord, then she wouldn't stand a chance against Avatar Aang then.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, you couldn't even try to put a bullet in his brain because the bullet would just leave. Boom.
All right, I have an idea. Let's land the plane on his head. Steve,
Did
that's a
Wonder Woman just flash step there?
Yes. Steve, that's a stupid idea. I know it's a stupid idea, Samir, but that's the only idea we have. So, you know, it gets rid of him and the plane in one go. Even if it doesn't get rid of him, it gets rid of the plane. So what are you gonna do? You just gonna be in there when it goes down, or are you gonna try and jump out before it hits the ground? I'm gonna try and jump out before it hits the ground and not get minced to death by those fucking propellers. Are we clear on that? Can you guys go get like a giant pillow or a massive sheet or something for me to land on? Steve, this is a really dumb idea. Oh, I know. Sounds like something from a cartoon that won't be made for another 40 years, but, you know, well... Oh yeah,
Ow.
Look at that, Diana having actual weaknesses.
And now she suddenly can't hear.
Yeah, because she was in the middle of a fucking explosion. She's a demigoddess, but she's not perfect, and she can't just blow up on an entire fucking star cruiser out of nowhere, like a certain Captain Marvel I could mention.
It's like Steve is saying something that she could vaguely make out, but she doesn't. But it's like, she can't hear him fully.
I am Steve Trevor. I am the fastest man alive.
More so than Barry Allen.
He's the fastest
And I'm-
thing I have.
And I'm
Because Barry
also-
Allen would try to have sexual relations with the timeline before he'd be efficient.
He needs to, yeah, Barry has to go fuck the timeline before he can go to war with, the state of Hawaii.
And here we get one of the raddest designs.
Yep. I love this
Ooh.
costume. For all the problems I have with, like, the theming of this final conflict, this costume is straight out of the comics, and it looks amazing. I have to give these blades to one of my brothers after I kill you. I have a feeling Kratos will quite appreciate them.
You know what I have to imagine in our version? Just like Ares be like Ares be like, when he comes back, he's like, oh, my news of my death were greatly exaggerated.
Well, I am sorry to say, but news of my death has been greatly exaggerated. And although Kratos and I have shed quite a few beers since then, and I believe he's gotten over wanting to kill me.
Show yourself.
Just as long as I pay... Just as long as I pay the bar tab, he's alright with me now.
Goody. More creative fight choreography with the lasso.
Yep. I've tried offering him stronger alcohol, but all he wants is beer. Tried telling him...
Lots and lots.
Yeah, I tried telling him that was German, but... Not German, not Greek, but...
Whatever.
You want what you want.
Wasn't that particular reaction shot of Diana used in a meme of some sort?
Probably, but I couldn't tell you.
One where she's having relations with Batman.
Oh. No, I think that was a shot from
You know what?
something else, but yeah.
And you know what Steve Trevor's last words were in Nostalgia Critic's review of this movie?
This is a really
is that-
bad idea.
No, he's like, well, at least I didn't get killed off by a dickless Doomsday.
Okay.
Malcolm played
I don't
Steve
have to-
Trevor in that review.
I don't have to die virgin! Now imagine if Diana could fly in this. That would be an incredibly useful power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
You know,
hell, if she
in-
had the invisible jet.
Yeah, in the flat... we'll get to that. The, you know, Diana's gonna hitch a ride with Barry Allen in the Flashpoint movie. And just, like, she's just gonna hold the timeline wide open for him and piggyback back on him so that she can go back in time and use her flight powers.
And now she just mows down all these Germans.
Yeah, Diana went Super Saiyan.
And Ares is just like, oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me that war. Oh yeah.
This is what we call a wargasm.
There was a gag in Super Gaming Brothers playthrough of Injustice 1 where Ares was masturbating to two Wonder Womans fighting each other.
I can imagine that a lot of people would be doing that.
He'd be like, oh yeah, give me that war. Oh yeah.
And a lot of people probably didn't pick up on this, but Gal Gadot is wearing a green screen suit for several portions of this final fight scene.
Also because she was pregnant.
Yes.
By Zeus's beard, you are ugly.
And here we have Wonder Woman lifting a tank.
Good, Diana. Now, use that tank to beat your uncle over the head.
Isn't Ares like her half brother?
Oh, yeah, technically half-brother.
I mean, in our
He was
version,
He was her father in the 2009 film.
and in the Justice League animated series, it's implied that Hades was her dad.
Yeah, now I like how the theme of men are still good rings true between this and BVS.
Yep.
For all of the theme versus plot relations that this film has, I think that this... Yeah. I can save today, you can save the world. That's a really good line, especially considering the circumstances here.
Yep.
You know, most of this is CGI. Almost all of this final battle is CGI, and you know what? That shot of Diana picking up and throwing that tank looks way better than that shot of David Arbor throwing that whatever the fuck it was in Black Widow.
Yep.
Like, seriously, how hard was it for them to build a cardboard prop?
And this is the part where she uses a boo to steal the lightning.
And she becomes the most electrifying woman in sports entertainment.
Yeah, a little bit of the reference to the fact that she's descended from Zeus here.
And yes, Ares can do that.
Yeah.
That
Now
whole lightning thing.
the blending of the effects on the neck leave a little bit to be desired. They very clearly used proper lighting on David Thewlis's face, but they needed to have him actually wearing the collar in some scenes.
Yeah.
And they didn't. But the shots are brief enough that it's not that big of a deal.
It really isn't that big a deal, but Doug's like, oh, it's such a big deal.
It's
not, it makes him look weak.
It's not like the stupid CGI in Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, fuck, I
like-
should have had him smuggled.
You want to know what the worst part is, Alex?
What?
Linkara still had better green screen effects than that movie did.
Go
Yeah.
check out the video the 2-second video I posted in broadcast chat.
Yeah, like the sad thing is Linkara has done some better visual effects than some movies and TV shows, and you know, his writing was actually for Atop the Fourth Wall was actually way better than a lot of mainstream TV was back in like 2015, 2016. And I've learned in
They
hindsight.
see that Ares is gone, and they're like, okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
We're all okay. Is everything over? Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah, I've learned in hindsight that was less of a testament to how good of a writer he was, and more of a testament to how shitty modern TV is.
Yep. And everybody's just like, the fuck just happened? Is it over?
Some of these guys look really familiar. Some of the German soldiers are oddly familiar looking, you know?
They're just gonna hug it out because they're like, yes, we made it. It's over. That was crazy. Up there's Etta. And you know, Alex,
It's the Onion Jack.
I kind of had like Maxwell Lord just approach Ted Cord and just be like, life is good, but it can be better. And then Ted's like, oh my god, what do you want? Like, he just does not care for what Maxwell Lord has to offer. But then it turns out Lord is working with the Reach, and they want the Scarab that Cord doesn't use, because Ted Cord is like Batman. He may have a costume themed after the Blue Beetle, but he does not put on the Scarab at all.
I wonder if there's a version of Batman out there that got his powers from being bitten by a radioactive bat.
Someone on fanfiction.net might have thought of that.
Probably. There was a
Wait, even better. He turns into Morbius. And he morbs all over Gotham's various criminals.
Yeah. Have you ever seen have you ever read Batman Vampire?
No, I've seen Batman vs. Dracula. That was awesome.
Yeah, Batman Vampire is a trilogy of comics. The first two are pretty good, and the last one is shit.
Should have seen that coming.
Yeah, like Catwoman is like an anthropomorphic cat in that.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but she's also like a well-written character, and she's like Batman's grounding, so, you know.
Now, Alex,
Yeah.
How do you feel? How did you feel about the idea I'd presented?
Yeah, that's pretty good. And this,
And this, I feel like this leads.
this whole ending will be undermined in the film we're going to be watching on Wednesday.
Yay!
Or wait, it is 84, right? Or am I?
No, we're not watching 84 on Wednesday. We're watching Justice League on Wednesday.
Oh, you mean the non-Zack, the one that's not
The one
Zack
that
Snyder.
the one that doesn't exist.
Yes, we're taking a trip into an alternate universe. Yeah,
Where something happened.
It's never
So
a
Christian
good...
was right about the dimensional merge?
Yeah, we have three writers on this film, and none of them will return for the next one. Zack Snyder and Alan Heinberg are the two head writer. Well, Zack Snyder was the head writer for the story on this, and Alan Heinberg wrote the screenplay. Okay, so the two of them have the most influence over the film, and neither of them returned to write the next film in this little franchise.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, William Moulton Marston, and subject of the biopic Dr. Marsden and the Wonder Woman, which is where the story Captain Rogers and the Wonder Woman takes its name from. Nice little detail there for any of you who are watching this later on. Although you probably figured that. I think I mentioned that in an author's note, actually. Now, the more I think about it, the more I want Chris Pine to play Cyclops.
But he's an X-Man?
Yeah.
No.
That Mario Kart clip I posted, that was the ending of the
Absolutely
Wonder
fantastic
Woman
end
movie
credits
in a
sequence, by
nutshell.
the way.
Do what?
Absolutely fantastic end credits sequence, by the way.
Wonder Woman used a boo and stole the lightning to get the win.
And she didn't ride that lightning like she did in the... I'm gonna stop bringing up Wonder Woman 84 because I'll use up all of my material too early.
Ooh.
I don't like this ending theme. This is just a random piece of music.
Oh, and since there's no post-credit edit scene except for the stinger, we might as well just skip this sequence. Alex?
Yeah, let's go ahead and kill those end credits right now because we're just gonna be watching the Edda's mission short anyways. There's nothing at the end of this.
There really isn't, unlike with Aquaman. Because at least
Aquaman and the escape from that crazy bitch from Atlantis.
That's the Pirates of the Caribbean in the sequel.
Yeah,
Alright, I got it. Alright, I got it all queued up, ready to go.
Captain Jack and Arthur are gonna have to team up to evade her.
I think
God, they just need to recast Mira and Barry Allen and desperately, but they're not doing that.
Mira could be Scarlett Johansson, Barry Allen, and turns into Grant Gustin.
Yeah, ScarJo isn't in the MCU anymore, so they could just put her in there.
Yeah.
Wait, why isn't she in the MCU anymore?
Because Black Widow is dead.
Did you forget that detail, Mason?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, yes, I did.
Alex, let me know when you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm waiting for it to load.
Are you ready?
Y'all ready
Waiting
for this? Why the
waiting
hell
for
isn't
what?
it loading?
Waiting for what to load? What is
The short? Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, Etta.
This would have been too long for a post-credit sequence because it is 2 minutes and 41 seconds.
Oh, boo fuckity hoo.
Would have been nice if it was in the film, though.
I mean, the MCU is allowed a mid-credits and a post-credits scene in every movie.
Except for Endgame. Endgame didn't have either of those, but I don't think it could have really fit them.
In a 3-hour movie like that, no. Yes, it's something that may end up resulting in the creation of one of our global defenders.
Yes, distinct foreshadowing to Zack Snyder's Justice League, which will not be followed up on in Justice League. She's fucking Diana.
Damn. Ah. Ooh, there it is.
Yep.
The mother box.
Which in Captain Rogers and the Wonder Woman, we saw that,
Hydra had it.
what's his name? What's the name of Steve's dad? Joseph. Joseph Rogers died protecting that. Which is far better than the eventual backstory they gave him in the comics, where he was an abuser and not a brave soldier who imparted words of wisdom to his son about being somebody who could stand up for people who needed it.
And by the way, Alex, you want to know what's the
Seriously,
explanation?
fuck the people who wrote that. God damn.
By the way, Alex, you want to know what the explanation for why Bulma has a dump truck ass in Superhero is?
Did she wish upon the Dragon Balls?
How did you guess that?
They couldn't have just used one of her previous designs where she had a dump truck. Did she literally ask for that?
Yes. Yes, she did.
But she already had one of those in the original Dragon Ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it really pissed off one of my buddies too.
Yeah, she had to use the Dragon Balls. She had to use the Dragon Balls to wish for a more college girl firm ass and a couple more extensions to her eyelashes.
You know what I would have done? I would have just asked to be, ageless.
Yeah, but
de-age me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Bulma and Frieza both are like, yeah, no, immortality's not fun. They both died at least once.
Just wish for everybody else to be immortal with you, you know?
Yeah, well, she's mostly jealous of the fact that Vegeta and Goku don't really age like she does.
Oh,
But you don't see
sheesh.
Chi-Chi using the Dragon Balls for cosmetic
Well,
surgery.
Chi-Chi also doesn't age like anybody else does, but then again, neither has Bulma or Yamcha. Yamcha's like 50 at this point, and he's still playing baseball like he's 25.
And then there's also the
I wonder
fact
if it's
that
I wonder if it's all those sensu beans they ate.
anyway, we'll see y'all here tomorrow for B-Man Begins.
Yes, we will. Until then, bye.
Toodles.
Where the hell did the button go?
The button has turned invisible and took off.
I'm pushing the button and nothing's occurring. There we go.
Why is Bitcoin crashing?